Truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. For this Memorial Day weekend, we got a false murder story out of Mississippi. The story of 35-year-old Willie Godbolt. This story is complete fiction, made for mainstream media propaganda, and I'm going to show you just how it's all contrived. And don't forget, on Easter Sunday, we just had the story of the death of 74-year-old Robert Godwin in Cleveland. Godbolt. Remember, we got the children of Robert Godwin saying that their father taught them to fear God and that they already forgave the killer. All of these stories are 100% fiction. When you turn on the news, you're watching something as real as a Hollywood movie or a sitcom. The same Zionist Jews that make all your movies and sitcoms, they make all your fake news too. They got a stranglehold on the information outlets of this world, and they love to give people false fear and endless negativity. So notice they emphasize up here, I ain't fit to live, supposedly what the killer said when he was being arrested. What stands out about that phrase is the gematria of 90, number that represents Holy Bible. This entire story is biblical. They also said this man was 35 years old, just like the fictitious Oregon killing from days before, or the day before this story. The Oregon killing was May 26th. This Mississippi story, May 27th. Right here, this shot, pure fiction, made for the TV screen. So look at it. Willie Godbolt, 35. Notice this story comes out of Brookhaven, Mississippi. Brookhaven in gematria sums to 666, the number of the beast from the final book of the Bible, the 66th book. Brookhaven also has gematria of 159 like New Testament. Revelation, which teaches about 666, closes out the New Testament. New Testament also has gematria of 42. It begins with the 42 generations to Jesus. New Testament also has gematria of 66, ends with the 66th book, which teaches about Brookhaven. So Brookhaven, Mississippi, also has gematria of 106, the number of prophecy, number of destruction, number of entertain, Revelation, the book of prophecy and destruction. The word authority also has gematria of 106. All of the details of this story come from the police or the authority. And that's what we have in this world. Police and media abusing their authority, putting out false information on the daily. With regards to the word prophecy connecting to Brookhaven, Mississippi, notice that prophecy also sums to 666. As for the name Godbolt, which has a lot to do with Kabbalah and Satan coming down in a lightning bolt, if you missed my work on the death of 323 dead reindeer last year before Christmas, go back and check that out. Supposedly a lightning bolt killed 323 reindeer. Lucifer equals 323, plus a whole lot more. Got a video still up if you want to go back and watch it. But Godbolt and Bible, both 33. Very special number to the Bible because the Bible as we know it, completely edited by Freemasonry, Rosicrucians, the Catholic Church, the Jesuits, the Masons within the Catholic Church. The name Willie Godbolt also sums to 94, and when you write out 94, it sums to 147. This killing happened May 27th, the 147th day of the year. And real quick, the Willie Godbolt supposedly killed 7 family members and 1 police. 7 and 1. Kind of like 71. Here we are about to close out the 71st season of the NBA. The killer's 35 years old. Remember, King James equals 35. We just saw LeBron score 35 in 35 minutes, his last game before advancing to the finals. This story, likely a riddle with the NBA finals as well. Because this is what goes on in the world. You got your Jews creating the media, controlling the media, contriving the sports games, controlling the sports leagues. It's just all one big show to them. So many of you can't get your minds around this because as the Jews call you, you're goy, which means you're stupid, you're lessers, You're easily fooled. You really can't make sense of things. You're just too fucking dumb, you know? That's what the Jews think of you, and sadly, they're right. Almost all of you, that's true about. You're just too fucking dumb. You're too easily manipulated. You're too stupid to put two and two together. Like how on 9/11, the Jews told you that a man in a cave took down the towers, and they couldn't find the planes, they couldn't find the bodies, the luggage, but they found the terrorist passports, the turbans, and the box cutter knives. And, you know, being a goy, you said, oh, okay. Thank you, Jew masters, for telling me that. Now I know. But anyway, here we are on the 147th day. We got the death of Sheriff's Deputy William Durr, as he's referred to in the story, 147, who lived in Bogue Chitto, Mississippi, 147. And again, we got the killer whose name connects to 147 on the 147th day. And I'm always talking about this number and why to look out for these dates. This was Henry Kissinger's birthday. Henry Kissinger, born 147 years after the establishment of the Bavarian Illuminati in Bavaria, known as one of the biggest killers in the history of this world. We just saw the death of Brzezinski, you know, the eve before his birthday, old Henry Kissinger. But anyhow, this man's name, Willie, also has the gematria of 38. You know, that phrase, gives me the willies. Willie sums to 38 like death, like killing, like murder. Willie also sums to 34 like murder. Supposedly killed 7 plus a deputy for a total of 8. The name William Durr also, and I mean, doesn't it just sound like duh, like you're really dumb, like this is news for a dumb goy? William Durr, 157, like Mississippi. Don't forget that Mississippi also has the gematria of 58, like United States. Down below, I'll link the gematria calculator so you can just run these calculations yourself, verify all these things. Spelling is crucial. Mississippi. Check out United States. If you'd run the S exceptions on United States, also 58. Remember, Freemasonry, 58. Who's running your police? Who's running your media? They call Freemasonry Judaism for the Gentile, and that's absolutely what it is. It's all based in Jewish history, Old Testament. Godbolt. I mean, just such ridiculous names that they give us for these stupid stories that make no sense. Then here they have more testimony from another sheriff, Steve Rushing. Look at Steve Rushing. 157, just like William Durr, just like Mississippi. This is what all these Masons do. Again, watch the movie Filth one more time. I got to keep plugging this movie. Filth, gematria of 55. This movie came out on the 55th birthday of Irvine Welsh, who wrote the story. It's about Freemasonry and police and corruption and murdering people and a whole lot more. It's what goes on all throughout the world. That's a movie set in the UK. Remember, Masonry came over from Europe. Came over and created the genocide of the natives. Killed all the native people. Then they set up their war empire, their Jewish war empire, which we call the United States of America, where every day people are lied to and kept in fear, stolen from. So that's the Godbolt. Enough of it. Complete bullshit. Some more bullshit. Here's the supposed Oregon heroes who they're now raising money for. Another story that didn't happen. The 33rd state, here we are this time. We've got a man named Christian attacking Muslims on the first day of Ramadan, the Muslim holy day. Jeremy Joseph Christian, 35. Remember, I equals 35. It's all about your mind's eye, and this media is all about to control you through the fear, through the propaganda. The real God of people in this world is the news, the TV. That's what controls everyone. Everyone believes everything they see on the TV. They want to be like the people they see on the TV. It's pathetic. TV. For weak-minded people. Absolutely. So anyhow, they say that the 2 men who died were a 23-year-old college graduate and a 23-year veteran of the military, 23 and 23, and then they said there's one younger man, 21, who's in college, who's barely hanging on. But just look at the names of these people. I mean, look at this guy. White guy laughing in the picture, all part of the All part of the big joke. Standing next to someone who's Jewish. Who knows? Zionist boot camp here, perhaps. But let's look at his name. This ridiculous name sums to 155, just like Christianity. And the killer's name is Christian, you see? Godbolt, Christian, 35. This man's name, complete bullshit, made up for this story. 155, just like the word Christianity. And again, Oregon, the 33rd state. Notice the gematria of 74 as well as 155. Oregon, 74, like Jesus, like cross, like Messiah, like gospel, like parables, like Joshua, the English translation, like Yeshua, the Greek spelling, like killing, like Masonic, like Jewish. If I went too fast, just skip back and watch it again. It's all 74 across the board. Oregon, the only state with the gematria of 74. Very biblical number. The word Christian, by the way, 47. The reflection is 74. So anyhow, that's the college student who supposedly died. The Army veteran, we'll get to the Army veteran's name in a minute. Rick Best, even better. But just notice, Army veteran trying to stop the terrorist. Army veteran. Look at Army veteran. Also has the 155 in it. Major overlap here. And again, 65 also connects to Christianity. You see? Made up propaganda coded with the gematria, the Jewish belief system, which comes from Kabbalah, that God created the world with language. These Zionist Jews are trying to play God the way they believe God operates. Kabbalah is about, uniting yourself with God. There's a good side to it and an evil side. And I shouldn't have to explain to you which side this is. I noticed down here in their comments, the media puts up this image with the 523. Remember, very important number to Masonry, the Gregorian calendar, May 23rd. Been telling people all year about May 23rd and the Gregorian calendar. Then what did we get on May 23rd? The death of Georgina Calendar in the supposed terror hoax in Manchester. But look at this, the name of the Army veteran, Rick Best. Rick Best. Doesn't that name just spell bullshit as well? Rick Best, 33, like how False Flag's 33, like how Police is 33, like how Simpson is 33. The officer who put out this story the first day was named Simpson. Again, special number to Masonry, Oregon, the 33rd state. Rick Best, 33. False Flag, 33. They said the other survivor is in really bad condition. Third victim in really bad condition. And they're raising money for him on GoFundMe. Anyway, just look at the coding here. 84 like Masonry, secrecy. 105 like Masonry and Zionism. 303, which is another 33 coding. Straight out of the 33rd state. Micah, biblical name, Micah Fletcher, 21. Supposedly just barely hanging in there. He needs you to send him some money through GoFundMe. Look at what Micah Fletcher sums to. 666. Number of the beast. Just like how we had coded into the Godbolt story. Micah Fletcher, also 66. And again, I'll just put this up here. New Testament begins with the 42 generations to Jesus. Also ends in the 66th book. If you write out 42, sums to 74, like Jesus. Number of the beast, 66, taught about in the 66th book, Revelation. That verse begins, here is wisdom, 66, which teaches you how to calculate 666. Don't overlook the 147 either, giving you wisdom on how to see through these 147th day hoaxes. They put out the names of these heroes on the 147th day of the year. And also, if you write out 42 months, it sums to 66. As well as 147, they say the beast will rule for 42 months in Revelation. So biblical coding, they say he's 21 years old, 21 a number of Saturn, Bible 21. The Bible has a lot to do with astrology, which has a lot to do with Saturn. Again, Oregon's the 33rd state. Bible also has the gematria of 33. Think about three heroes standing up against Christian, the Trinity. Trinity, Gematria 47 as well as 74. Just like Christian 47, you see? And now today, the latest story, supposedly the young girl that this man was targeting, that these three guys, and also how badass is this guy that supposedly killed these three people? I mean, he took on three guys, killed two of them, nearly killed a third. I mean, it could happen. There's people who know how to fight and there's people who don't, but this doesn't look too good for the U.S. Army, does it? Some psychopath whoops a Army veteran's ass plus two other college-age men, prime of their life. The whole story is bullshit. But anyway, this girl's name Destiny with this funny spelling of Destiny. If they'd gone with the regular spelling, it would be 33. You know, Destiny's Child, Beyonce, Blue Ivy. It's all 33 because it's all masonry across the board. But anyway, the way they spell her name, Destiny Mangum, 60, 75, and 228 all stand out. This story has a lot to do with the police and order. The word police has gematria of 60. So does the word nigger. And they're saying this man was screaming that word out. In the article, they refer to it as the N-word, which has gematria of 74, like org. Order also has gematria of 75. Just like New World Order. Order, 75, 60, 33, of course. New World Order, 75 as well. Relevant number. And, again, this story comes out of Portland, Oregon. Notice the 174 as well as the 75. Portland, Oregon. Right for New World Order propaganda on the first day of Ramadan. If you missed my video about all the anti-Muslim stories on the first day of Ramadan, check it out. This was just one of them. But also the gematria of 228, the number for death in Sumerian gematria. I'll link this calculator. If you type in death, you won't see it here, but if you click the Sumerian, which is ordinal times 6, that's where you see death is 228. And doesn't it make sense that United States of America equals 228 in light of it being a nation that was born out of a genocide, that's been at war ever since? Her initials also DM. D's the 4th letter, M's the 13th. 1 plus 3 for 13 in numerology is 4. Her initials are 44. She's a teen. The word teen has gematria of 44, like the word kill, like how her initials break down. This is a story about killing. She feels bad that these men died trying to save her. The death happened at a Max station. Again, they always got to code the 38 in these death stories. Max 38, just like how we talked about Willie 38. You know, Willie the killer in Mississippi. Max station over here. They say the heroes were Good Samaritans. That's the name of the hospital in Portland, not far from where this happened. Good Sam, Good Samaritan. If you just type in Good Sam, it's also another 74. I know that well because that's where I was born. But Good Samaritan, 79 like murder, 137 the 33rd prime. The word Samaritan also has gematria of 147. The story of the heroes emerged on the 147th day of the year. Samaritan also 33, like Oregon, the 33rd state. Watch this video down below. This is my video on Ramadan, all the Ramadan propaganda. I'll link all these blog posts below. You come to this blog post, you can watch this video right here. But that's it for now, Truth Seeker. Don't forget this headline on Memorial Day either. Donald Trump just a shadow. He's not going to be here for long. He's just the puppet stooge playing his parts. And this silly Zionist puppet show we have to live out every day. Makes the world seem crazier and more nonsensical with each passing day. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.